Hey guys, it's Ndoplex and welcome back to another video on World of Tanks. Today I am going to be showing you probably one of the most ridiculous light tank escapes I have ever seen in World of Tanks. Full stop. I'm going to be playing today in my Hawk 30, a tier 8 German premium tank. I'm going to be rolling out today here with a vision system, but more importantly, the exhaust. Now, light tanks benefit from being able to retain their full camo rating on the move, which is absolutely fantastic. But the Hawk 30 doesn't really have the best camo. Sitting at around 25% or so while moving as standard, I, for the longest of time, was playing this tank wrong. I was set up with coated optics to boost my view range, which on this German tank with, I think it's 400 base meters view range, you really don't need it whatsoever. And I was also using a commander's vision system, which is great, I would highly recommend, and vents. Now, I switched that up entirely now for the exhaust. The exhaust now on my light tanks is one of the most valuable pieces of equipment I can tell you here, especially for your light tanks that aren't the most sneaky, like this Hawk 30. It's not like a Manta core, you can't just sit in a bush and not get spotted. The exhaust system on the Hawk 30 is absolutely amazing, giving you that extra camo rating to be able to hide from your enemies. And I am going to show you something truly ridiculous in this game, hiding from some very scary tanks later on. So we are rolling out on Highway today in a tier 9 matchup. Not too bad of a game here, and luckily we have managed to take out their tier 9 light tank with a bit of help from our friends. But already this game seems to be getting off to a bad start. We only have one person, the CS-59, holding the south. A lot of our team has rushed into town, which, rightly so, we've got a lot of heavies to be able to take the town. The CS-59 is asking for help because he's getting overrun by the Progetto. And I'm sort of worried about firing here since I don't know where the ELC, but I'm trying to help out. I expect to get spotted there, but I actually don't get spotted. So I'm not quite sure where that ELC even 90 is. Our EBR-90 is seeming to be doing a pretty good job at keeping the enemies at bay on the other side of the map. But our CS is now getting hounded by the Progetto and the Object 430. I'm trying to help him out, trying to find a shot on this Progetto. Managed to find one shot to try and keep this guy alive. Again, because we didn't get spotted last time, I felt relatively comfortable firing again from this bush, expecting not to get spotted, which I am doing right now, and hopefully, yeah, we managed to shut down that Progetto there. Very nice. And unfortunately, we lost our CS-59 in the process, and it's just me now that stands between this entire flank. So I think the best thing I can do is stay in this bush. I don't want to move from this bush, and hopefully try and spot those guys as they cross this sort of middle dip in the water here. This sort of 4 and 5 location, all the way down here. If you've got a few tanks situated up in this area, you can really make a sort of kill zone here as long as these enemies can be spotted. Unfortunately, it seems like our AMBT and our brand new Mittlerer are running away, and I'm pretty sure I'm typing in chat right now or thinking to say something like, guys, where are you going? Because I seriously need you here. Again, shooting from this location. A little bit risky, I might add, but this game is quickly falling out of our favor. So I feel like it's worth trying to shut down that Borask if we could. Unfortunately, we couldn't. And I say I'll spot if they cross. There we go, we spot the ELC even 90. But our whole team has run away. The AMBT and the Mittler have run away, so now we do not have any killing line across this area. And this game has just gone from looking bad to looking near unwinnable. We are down by over 3,000 points. And the enemy's now made it into our base. We really need our guys to take out the town, but I just then lose both of my platoon mates to some overpowered premium tanks, the BZ-176 and the TS-54. And, wow, down by 4,000 hit points now. 2 tanks, they've got the full run of our base, and I'm just thinking, oh god, this Object 430 is going to come towards me, and we are going to be in a seriously tricky position. He's driving straight at me. I've got to make my move soon enough. So I try and sneak out this bush. Fully expecting to get spotted here. I'm trying to keep the bush in line with me with our Object 430. And he doesn't manage to spot me. We managed to sneak out of that position. Probably no more than 60 meters away from that guy. I managed to get up and out of that position without being spotted. Our team manages to equalize up in the town. And what an absolute escape we have made from that Object 430 version 2. The Object 430 is still unspotted in this game. So I'm going to try and set up a bit further back and try and light this 430 version 2 up once again. And there he is in the middle of the map. He's just got spotted, so he obviously knows we're around the location. And he is looking for me right now. And I'm very nervous right now. I accidentally knock over that tree, which is a bit of a misplay. But I've really got to keep this bush between me and him. And unfortunately, this bush is not really big enough for me to sit in. He will see me, so I'm just positioning around this bush every time. And now, thankfully, our team have won the town and are able to put some shots on this Object 430 version 2. And he's completely lost. He doesn't know where he's getting spotted by. And I honestly could not believe that I managed to sneak out of this location. Now, firing here would be an absolute mistake. We do not want to give away our position right now. He is still hunting us. He's still getting spotted, which means he still knows we're in this sort of area. But without the exhaust on this tank, there is no doubt in my mind that we would have got spotted and we would be dead right now. Unfortunately, I again see him coming towards us, and I think, uh-oh, now we're spotted. See how easily he can spot us? If you get that close, they are going to be able to. So now we put into the light tanks mode, and we managed to circle around him with a little bit of help from our Mittlerer there to shut down the 430. And very quickly at the end of that game, by managing to stay alive and light up that 430, we have changed this game from an almost certain defeat into what looks like we could be on for a victory here. The AMBT in the chat is still watching, and he says we can win, and absolutely we can win this game. We have the numbers advantage now. They still have the health advantage, but we still have our light tanks. And at this stage of the game, the light tanks are some of the most important tanks in the game. If you can win the vision battle, or especially on a big match like this, and not be spotted, it doesn't matter how many hit points you have. If the enemy can't see you and they can't shoot you, then you're not going to die, and you're going to be lighting them up, ready for your team to kill them. But two still very scary tier 9 tanks. I decide now is the time to start putting my DPM into action, which this tank has some rather nice DPM, especially, unfortunately, I haven't set it up with a gun rammer because I'm choosing the exhaust, which I absolutely think is the right play. Unfortunately, we leave that Conway on 2 hit points. Absolute disaster there. He shuts down our ELC. So now it's just me, the only one alive, and I really need to stay alive and not get spotted by this 430. A 430 at the end of the game can very easily carry this game for his team. So I'm going to try and set up in a good bush location. You see how I've handbrake turned my tank around, ready to run away in case that 430 rushes me. I'm able to turn around, run out, and be able to get out as quickly as possible. There's nothing worse than trying to reverse out of a bush away from the enemy. So he's pushing up to our right there, and once again I'm going to try and keep this bush between me and that 430, and this is just textbook light tank play. Absolute perfection in this game. I know I'm blowing my own trumpet here, but this was a crazy game to be able to have here, and being so sneaky in a tank that, I mean, it's a light tank, of course it's sneaky, but it's nothing compared to sort of the British light tanks. We spot the Conway there, and I shoot there. I think it's well worth, even if the Mittlerer didn't shut him down, that Conway dies, even with the chance of 430 spots me. And he doesn't even spot me. We are just behind the ridge enough to not get spotted, and he has no clue where we are. And now it's a 3v1, and I see the tree get knocked over there. I ping the area where he is. There we go, spotted again. We put one shot into him. He rams a Progetto, and the Progetto finishes him off. Altogether, GG. What an absolute fantastic game. And while not the best game I've ever had, you know, just over 4,000 combined in the Hawk 30, I just could not believe how sneaky we were able to be using those bushes to the utmost advantage against these enemy players. And I've got no doubt that if I had died in that location while retreating, if I hadn't have had the exhaust piece, I would have got spotted and died. And if I had died, I really don't think my team would have been able to take this game out without me, providing some very useful vision for our team there. And had a really fun time here with the Hawk 30, just being a sneaky, sneaky boy. So what a result here. So here are the post-game stats here for the Hawk 30. Like I say, not the best game I've ever had. We did pick up a first class mastery badge here for our 5k combined. Made a very nice profit being a premium tank, always a good profit there. And picked up a couple of hero medals here with the spotter and the fire effect. But this really wasn't a game for the monster spotting game or the monster damage game. This was a game to purely show the absolute power of the exhaust system from equipment 2.0 in the game. This has seriously changed the way that light tanks can be played and made for some very interesting interactions with the lights and the mediums in some of the better bushy maps in the game. So I really do hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe and drop me a comment down below to let me know if you've had any experiences like this where equipment 2.0, something like the exhaust or something else entirely, has seriously changed the game for you. And if you've got any replays, guys, that you want me to react to or anything like that, please feel free to link them in the comments below, and I will try to review and have a look at any of these replays that you want to send in. I would be more than happy to do so, and honestly, it would make my day. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Take care. Goodbye.